Dennis Smith Jr. is slowly reviving what looked to be a dead NBA career, and I'm so happy that he's back on track because the talent's always been there, but he's finally puzzling it and putting it together. But before I get into more of the topic, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, my links will be down below in the description. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. So Dennis Smith Jr. has been great for the Charlotte Hornets, and I felt like this was his real last opportunity to prove that he belongs in the NBA. And so far in his first 6 games, he's averaged what? 12 points, 6.2 assists on around 47% from the field and 53% from 3 and around 2.4 a game. Yes, these efficiency stats are pretty inflated, but it's definitely a step in the direction because Dennis Smith Jr. was someone who could always get you buckets. He was crazy athletic and could score the ball, but his efficiency was always hot garbage, and you can't really be in your 4th, 5th year in the league and be inefficient, because at this point in his career, he's not going to be a star. He's going to be a role player, whether that's a starter or off the bench. And role players need to be efficient in order for you to keep your place. And Dennis Smith has definitely showed that ability to be a role player. He's also been a very, very good passer. I've seen the two-man game of Nick Richards at times look very, very good. And I feel like Dennis Smith Jr. has just improved his game as a whole in the offseason, and he's also priding himself in the defensive side of the ball. I started to see them improvements when he was in Portland last season for a bit before he got hurt. But one thing I'm starting to see is that it's definitely starting to apply himself more on both sides of the floor and becoming more of an all-around two-way player. Now, one thing I like to point out, which has been very, very impressive, is that Dennis Smith Jr. is averaging 6.2 assists, as I said, and only 1.2 turnovers, or 1.5 turnovers. That's a very, very good turnaround assist to turnover ratio, because it shows that he can still get you assists and he's going to look after the ball, which is very important for a point guard in this day and age. And with someone like Lamelo soon to come back, I want to see how he shares the on-ball duties. Obviously, Lamelo's going to have the ball because, hey, he is Lamelo Ball, but I feel like Dennis Smith Jr. can definitely play off the ball because he's stupidly athletic, and his basketball IQ seems to be much more sharp. He seems more smart, more willing to look after the ball, and just more of a point guard, whereas Dennis Smith's always been a scorer. He's more of a point guard now, in my opinion, and it's kind of shown with his game and the way he's been playing, because he's more intelligent and he just looks like a more complete, when I mean complete, not like a superstar, but a more smarter NBA player. And I definitely feel like if he can continue this and it stretches out, he can have a long NBA career. For someone who was just looking about 2 months ago that he wasn't even going to be in the league, like no one picked him up, but Dennis Smith is slowly turning it around, and this is the guy I knew he could be coming out of college, because Dennis Smith Jr. has always had the talent. Like I said, this guy can jump out of the gym, he can score, he can handle the rock, and he's always been a pretty decent passer. But I genuinely feel like now we're starting to puzzle it together and accepting, look, I might not be a star anymore, but I can definitely be a star in my role and a very good role player for whatever team I'm on in the future. And Dennis Smith has just looked so impressive overall, and I'm kind of intrigued to see what kind of role he's going to carve out for himself in this Hornets roster. I won't be surprised if he gets signed to a long-term deal if he continues this over the duration of the season, because he's looked great in my opinion, and he's the reason why the Hornets haven't fell to like 0-5. As realistically, without Lamelo, without Miles Bridges due to the off-season stuff that's been going on, the expectations were already low with Lamelo. Well, not low, but lower with Lamelo. But with him out completely, everyone thought, oh, the Hornets might start really bad. Well, they have the same record as the Golden State Warriors. Is that saying much? No. But they really have started in a respectable way, and they're currently 500. So I believe Lamelo comes back in maybe a week or two. And Dennis Smith has been a main contributor to why the Hornets have still been stable. I was going to say stable and steady, and I got caught between both words, because he's been part of the reason why they've been stable and steady and they've looked like a decent team. So yeah, let's see if Dennis Smith can keep it up. I'm really impressed with what I've seen from him, and I genuinely feel like he can be in this league for many more years to come. Damn, my words were not coming out in this video, but we move in it. But thank you guys for listening to this video. I appreciate the support. Let me know your opinions about Dennis Smith in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I want to hear the comments and responses. Even if it's a disagreement to my points, I don't really mind, as long as we keep it respectful. But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I'm out. Peace.